Hello friends, welcome back to my channel, and if you're brand new here, I'm glad to have you. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below and ring the bell for notifications so you'll know when I post videos like this one or when I go live. Alright, well today I've got a quick video for you. I wanted to show you the Acorn Easy Press pen and solution. That's this guy here. I talk about it all the time. I call it Magic Juice for short because it's a long name and I love it because it's magic. So I'm going to show you exactly how this works because I get questions a lot and I know a lot of you are curious, so I thought I'd do a really fun quick video. I do show it in a lot of videos, but not one that just focuses on just this. So let me get this open and I will show you how it works. Okay, so here is the Acorn Easy Press. I wanted to show you this really quick. When you get your Acorn, you'll have a little bottle of solution and a pen if you buy the starter set. The starter set comes with those two things. And if you get the starter set, it also comes with some new tips for the end of the pen. So I'm going to show you how that works. So all you do is open the pen and then take this tip out and replace it with a new one. But the one that comes in the pen is also brand new, so no need to do that. So I get a lot of questions about when you know when you need to replace the tip. So the end of the tip will start to get just a little bit, you'll get some fibers, shreddy. I trim those off as I go. You'll know when you need a new tip when you hold the pen upside down after you filled it and it starts dripping. That's when the tip is worn out and you need a new tip, okay? I use this every single day. I use it in all my piecing and I change my tip only a couple times a year. So they last a really long time. One other thing I want to mention about the tips is that I got a new pen a few months ago and I was putting it in my retreat bag to go. And I realized when I got the pen that something was different and I couldn't figure out what it was that was different. And I realized that the tip was upside down like this. So the rounded end, instead of this little beveled end, hopefully you guys can see that, was on the outside. And I actually found that this works better. So that is one tip from me that you may want to try that. Try it. You can try it this way and then take it out and turn it around and try it this way. That seemed to work better for me. So that might work better for you too, as far as spreading the product. All right, so now I'm going to put the lid back on because I'm going to fill this. I'm going to show you guys how to fill it because that's another question I get all the time. How do you fill this? So you unscrew the cap on the end. And if you look inside your tube, which I'm probably not going to be able to show you here, but there are some threads, they're showing up a little bit, where this screws in. Don't fill it above those threads. If you do and you start screwing this in, you're going to have liquid coming out all over the place. Now, it's not toxic, so it's not going to hurt you. Just wipe it up, but it just is a pain because it gets all over. So here we go. So I'm going to go ahead and take the cap off this. It's a tight cap. And then I'm going to fill this. I'm going to squirt this inside the thing, inside the tube here. And I'm going to fill it, like I said, just to below the threads, right below it. And then I'm going to screw the lid on. Now, I did want to say that if you leave your cap off while you're filling, it can leak. And that's not what I'm talking about replacing the tips. I'm talking about after you fill it, you take the thing off and you just hold it over and if you shake it and it's just coming out, that's when you need to replace this. Okay? So the very first time you use one of these, this works by pressing down. I don't know if you guys can see that, hopefully. So you're going to have to press it 3 or 4 times, so that was probably 4, to get the liquid to start come out. And you may be able to see it or not, I'm not sure, on my finger there. So I'm just going to put this on the end because we're going to go ahead and use this. I'm going to recap this and put all these away. Now, like I said, the starter kit comes with this. There is this starter kit and there's another starter kit on the market that has these two things without the tips and a little bottle of Acorn glue because the Acorn also has a precision glue. The glue is great for applique, FPP, stubborn pieces that you want to maybe glue together, but just remember that that glue will be there until you wash the quilt. So if you don't want glue in your quilt, I don't recommend it for just regular piecing, but you could use it. I think it's good for other things. Okay, so that's why I prefer the starter kit that comes with the tips. I find it more useful for regular traditional piecers. So what I want to show you now is how to use this. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to press this block without any Acorn because I want you to see what the difference is. So there's my block pressed. Even though I've pressed it, I've got a super hot iron. I like a super hot iron. There's still a slight bump in the fabric. I don't know what else to call it. Ridge, bump. It's not 100% completely flat, okay? There's nothing wrong with this. You can piece like this, okay? But I've had people over the years say to me, how come my quilt is this much short or that much short? I'm a half an inch off. Well, if you put a whole bunch of blocks together and they're all off by even just a little bit, even if it's 1/8 of an inch or even a little less, but you put a whole row of blocks together like that, eventually those numbers add up, okay? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to press one of these with the Acorn. And here's what you do, and here's how, and I'm going to turn this around actually to the round tip because I like that better. So this is different from best press or starch because I get asked that question all the time. It's a starch alternative, like best press is a starch alternative, but it's not best press. It's their own proprietary formula that's concentrated, and it's meant not to go across all your fabric. It's meant to go right on your seam line. So right here is my seam line. So I'm just running this liquid right over my seam line, okay? I'm going to cap that. And what I always do is I finger press, okay? I will finger press that after I put the Acorn on. And you don't have to do that. That's definitely not necessary. I just like to make it go where I want it to go. I do that whether I use the Acorn or not, but honestly, I don't make blocks anymore without it. So pretty much I do it with the Acorn. And it does take a few seconds. You have to dry it. But there we go. So we've got a nice flat block, and you probably can't see the difference so much on camera. But this block is completely flat. It's flat as a pancake, like the page of a book. And this one still has that slight, and you can see that a little bit, that slight hump there. So that is the difference between the two. One's completely flat and one just has just a little bit. So if I put a block with this that's completely flat, I'm going to be flat all the way across my rows. My rows are going to come out right. My blocks are going to come out right. And I'm going to have a perfectly measured quilt. Whereas this one, because there are those little humps, when I add the next piece, if that one also has humps and I sew those together and I keep going, eventually all that little extra is going to add up and I'm going to be short. Okay, so you can actually see already that this block is slightly shorter, and they're the exact same fabric, same cut, same sewing, everything. And it was just a smidgen where you could see a little bit on the fabric on this one when I had that one on top, and it's because this one's flatter. It's really hard to show flat blocks on video, but I hope that helped you understand a little bit about what this product is for, how it works, and how it can help you with your piecing. So I hope you enjoyed that little tutorial on how to use the Acorn Easy Press pen and solution. This is my favorite Notion. I did a video a while ago, my top 7 quilting tools, and this was number 2, only below my sewing machine, which I absolutely love my sewing machine. So for this to be number 2, that's a big deal. So I do sell this in my shop, and I don't sell anything that I myself won't use and wouldn't recommend, because I'm not going to tell you guys to go purchase something that I'm like, oh, that's not a good product. I love this product, and if you watch any of my videos, you know I love it because I use it all the time, and I lovingly call it magic juice because I feel like it's magical. It makes your seams completely flat. It's amazing. You can use this with traditional piecing, FPP. If you do it with FPP, make sure you do it on the fabric side, not on the paper side. But I love this, and I can't recommend it more highly. Like I said, I have it in my shop for sale, and also my friends at So Yeah Quilting are starting to carry it on their in their shop. They don't quite have it online yet, as far as I can tell. They just did have a Notions night where they sold a bunch of Notions from one of their distributor warehouses, and they sold a bunch of this. So I'm really happy that they're getting into it because it's such a great product. I love to support not only myself, my shop, but also other shops. And So Yeah is a great shop, and plus they're personal friends. And so definitely, if I don't have it, check with them. If they don't have it, check with me. But I love Acorn. I can't say enough good things about it. And if you see any of my videos, you'll see how much I love it. So anyway, if you love this, let me know below if you've tried it. Let all these other quilters know how much you love this. So for now, that's it. I will go, and I hope you have a great night, and I hope this helped you understand a little bit on how to use this. Take care. Bye.